are now among the 120 targets of the new U.S. sanctions against Russia.
European Union leaders have stopped short of granting Ukraine a fast track to membership in the bloc.
Russia's telecom company Megaphone has denounced the sanctions as
the U.S. Treasury's dangerous plan to force Europe into sanctioning Russia. As you may know, the United States has a long-standing policy of imposing sanctions on countries that it deems to be a threat to its national security or interests. In recent years, this policy has been directed primarily towards Russia, which has been accused of interfering in U.S. elections and of supporting separatist movements in Ukraine. Welcome to Economic Echoes, the channel that brings you the latest news and analysis on the most pressing economic, geopolitical, and financial issues of our time. If you're interested in staying up to date on the latest trends and developments in these areas, then you've come to the right place. But before we dive into today's video, we want to take a moment to invite you to join our community of engaged and informed viewers. By hitting that like button, subscribe, and turn on notification bell button. By this, you'll never miss content as we dive into the most pressing issues of our time. So let's dive in. The U.S. Treasury Department is on a mission to stop European countries from providing any kind of support to Russia. The tour, which includes stops in Italy, Switzerland, and Germany, is aimed at coercing companies and financial institutions to cut ties with Russia or face the blockage of their trading activities with countries representing 50% of the global economy. The U.S. government is seeking to forcefully disable the trade relations that Russia still has with companies and countries in Europe. But is this strategy effective? Or is it simply pushing other nations to find and promote alternatives to the US dollar in international markets? While US officials and politicians tout the slow growth of Russia as a result of economic sanctions, some analysts claim the measures have been counterproductive for the United States. Russia has managed to sidestep some of these sanctions by diverting its production to different markets that have been neutral in applying them. For example, Russia is now selling oil to India using the Dubai benchmark, with a price that is higher than the $60 limit imposed by G7 countries and the European Union. French President Emmanuel Macron has recently clarified his stance on the role of Europe in these matters. For him, the European Union often gets caught in third-party affairs, being considered by other countries as America's followers, something that does not allow the bloc to achieve strategic autonomy. However, President Joe Biden has extended a series of sanctions affecting Russian companies, politicians, and the military-industrial complex of the country, stating that Russia still poses a significant threat against the U.S. Billions of dollars have been frozen from Russian oligarchs and from the Russian central bank in an effort to weaken its capabilities in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Many European countries are already unhappy with the U.S. sanctions policy and feel that it is not in their best interests to follow it blindly. They argue that the sanctions are hurting their own economies and that they would prefer to maintain a more neutral position in the ongoing conflict between Russia and the United States. Moreover, some European countries have been exploring alternatives to the U.S. dollar as the world's dominant currency. This includes using digital currencies like Bitcoin as a way to circumvent the U.S. financial system and avoid the sanctions altogether. This move towards de-dollarization is seen as a way for countries to assert their independence from the United States and to protect themselves from the economic consequences of U.S. sanctions. With tensions between the U.S. and Russia continuing to escalate, it remains to be seen how effective these sanctions will be in achieving their desired goal. As always, the global economy remains intricately connected, and any major shift in trade relations can have far-reaching consequences. What are the potential consequences of European countries exploring alternatives to the US dollar as the world's dominant currency in response to US sanctions policies towards Russia? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking. We value your opinion and would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Your feedback will help us to create more relevant and engaging content for you in the future. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on any new content that we produce. Lastly, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. Your likes help our video to rank higher in the YouTube algorithm, which means that more people will be able to find and benefit from our content. Thank you again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the comment section in the future videos.